Hey Bryn Mawr, what if I told you I could teach you about our next human body system in just 8 easy steps? Let's roll the clip. Hello students, and welcome to Science 101 Fun. The skin is in. Today we're going to talk about the integumentary system, also known as the skin. The integumentary system contains the skin, hair, and nails, and does a lot of important jobs, protecting the body from injury and bacteria. It maintains tissue moisture, holds receptors for stimuli response, like heat, pain, and sensitivity, and it also has an important role in body temperature regulation. Step 1, the 3 layers of the skin. What if I told you your epidermis is showing? It is. Ugh. There are 3 layers of the skin: the epidermis, dermis, and the fatty layer. The epidermis is the outermost layer, and it's composed of epithelial cells. The outermost cells are dead, and they rub off. New cells are constantly being made at the base or bottom of the epidermis. Melanocytes produce melanin, which is the pigment that protects your skin and gives it color. The second layer is dermis, underneath the epidermis. It's the middle layer, composed of connective tissue. It also contains blood vessels, nerve fibers, muscles, oil, sweat glands, and other structures. The last layer is the fatty layer, sometimes called the hypodermis. The fatty layer is the most deep layer. It's below the dermis. It insulates the body and it stores excess energy. There you have it: epidermis, dermis, and fatty layer. Step 2, how to pronounce the name for the system.
Integumentary.
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 Integumentary. Integumentary. Step 3, skin tone. Now you might think skin tone is the sound your skin makes when you play it as an instrument. But that would be incorrect. Skin tone is the color of your skin. Now people have all different kinds of skin tones, and that's because they have different amounts of pigment in their skin. That pigment is called melanin. Melanin is also responsible for the color in our eyes and hair. Melanin is created by melanocytes in our epidermis. Most melanin is brown, but some of it is more of a reddish color. Melanin protects our DNA from the sun's rays. But sunscreen is still a good idea even if you have a lot of melanin and you don't burn, like me. Lots of exposure to the sun can cause skin cancer, which is not good, and that can happen with people with more melanin. So wear your sunscreen. Step 4, the skin and heat regulation. Your skin plays an important role in heat regulation. That is to say, keeping you hot or cold. When you're really cold and you need to keep all your heat in, the blood vessels on the surface of your skin get smaller, so less of the blood is exposed to the outside air. That helps to keep more of the heat inside your body. Alternatively, when you're actually really hot and you need to get rid of some heat, the blood vessels on the surface of your skin get a little wider, and that allows more blood to flow through them, bringing it closer to the surface of your skin so it can let go of heat. That way, your body can actually stay a little cooler. So depending on if you're too hot or too cold, the blood vessels in your skin will actually get bigger or smaller to try to keep or get rid of some of your heat. Step 5, cat break. Step 6, comparing human skin to whale skin. Now, while humans and whales are both mammals and have skin that has all the same layers, it's still very different. Humans do not need to insulate nearly as much as whales. That is to say, they don't need to keep heat in nearly as much. So humans have the 3 layers of skin like we've talked about: an epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis, also called the fatty layer. Let's take a look at the whale skin. Now the whale skin has the same 3 layers, but that fatty layer, or hypodermis, is much thicker. And there's a special name for that fat in a whale. It's called blubber. You've probably heard of blubber before. Now, when you look at the cross-section, it looks like the entirety of the whale's skin is the blubber. Well, just about. And that makes sense. Even for us, that fatty layer helps to keep us insulated, like a little blanket we walk around with, so we don't get too cold or too hot. And whales need that blanket to be a lot better. So they have blubber, a very thick hypodermis layer.
Step 7. The body's largest organ. Shh! Don't tell the brain. She might get upset. But the skin is called the body's largest organ because it covers the entire body.
Step 8. Wrap up. Wow, look at the time. We've completed all of our steps for the integumentary system. Now you have 3 things you need to put in your journal today. The first is a skin person, an integumentary system person. And the next 2 are about the system. One is the 3 layers of the skin, and the other, well, that one is about heat regulation. Have a good time.